Okie dokie, welcome back. And what I'm going to work on today is going to be a swag. And you can put it on your door, over your door. And what you're going to need, number one, is a Dollar Tree Christmas tree. And then we're going to need a package of the wired garland. And you can either make your own bows. I got these at the Dollar Tree. I can make my own bows, but I thought these were cute. And some stems similar to this. And there's something else that you pick out that you like better. You'll need 2 of those. And then I got these picks. And these were all from the Dollar Tree. I got some floral tape just in case I need it. And this is actually wired pine cones. And that's from the everything's from the Dollar Tree. And I may try and put some lights on it at the end. And I got the color green, so it's actually not real Christmassy. It could be any time, because this is going to be a fall swag. So let me clear this off and we'll get started. Okay, the first thing we want to do is take the tree out of the box. And we don't need these little doohickeys. I'm going to put them back in the box. Now we're going to take the end off, and that just twists right off, hopefully. There we go. Came right off. Okay, and now we are just going to start turning these back this way. Just keep bending them back and bending them back. Okay, and I'm just going to keep going. Keep bending them. Make sure you're only doing one at a time. This is what it's looking like so far. And we're going to go about halfway. And just keep bending it. Now I'm going to see how many we have left up here, because we're going to keep those up there. Let's bend this one back this way. Okay, we're going to keep pulling these out up here on this end until we get them all out. And I'm going to show you what we have. This we're going to keep bent. And there's still more to come out. Okay, now let me get those garland stems. Okay, now once we have all these spread apart, one end is actually going to be longer and thicker than the other end, and that's where the stems come in. So as you can see, this end actually has more going on and a lot longer branches than this side. So we're going to fill this side in with those long stems. So we're going to take a stem and we are going to wrap it. See how I just did that? Just put it right in here and wrap it right around this part of the branch pretty securely. Okay, and then we're going to bring it and cover this up So let's go underneath and come back around right over top of that. And that'll be one of our long branches up on this end. Okay. I want to add an additional helpful hint. When putting these spare stems on, make sure that they are going in the same direction as your tree limbs. Because if you look, these are going this way, same as the tree limbs. I've already put a couple on there. And if we don't, then they're going to look like this. And they're going to be going in a downward position. So I just wanted to show you that. And add a couple more of these branches. Just until you like it. And since they all have wire in them, just play with it, move it around until you have something that you like and you're happy with. And this one is almost finished as far as putting the branches on. So just fool around with it and spin them, get them to look as close as possible. I mean, nothing's perfect in nature, and this is supposed to be a type of nature, even though it's artificial. So I just wanted to tell you that. Just make sure that they are all going in the same direction. And then these are all going in the same direction. Now this is where we're going to start adding our stems. So I have this guy all spread out, and we're just going to stick it underneath. Let me get my arm out of the way so you can see with the lighting. Underneath this side, push it in there. And we are going to wire that in. I have my wires cut right here. You can see it. It's probably a good 6 to 8 inches, I guess. And I'm going to take and anchor it in to this little one right here. So we're going to wire it to that. I know you can't see it because it blends in with the greenery, but just wrap it around there tight and twist it. And then wrap it around this and the big stem in the center and pull as tight as you can. Pull tight. And just keep wrapping it around and pulling tight. And make sure that stays in there. And keep pulling tight. Let's wrap it around one of these guys too, make sure that doesn't go anywhere. And we're going to pull it one more time, and then we're going to anchor it to this side. So we're going to take that same wire, which is right here, and anchor it to this little branch right here. Okay. Now let's put that one back out where it was. And we'll spread these guys out a little bit later. But it's not looking too bad right now, actually. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. So let's take this branch, or the stem. And we're going to anchor that in, but we're going to anchor it into this side. The opposite side. We don't want too much bulk over here. We still have a couple more. We have those picks to put in. So we're going to push that in there. Make sure it's going to be able to come over here. Oop, I don't want to go in there, we want it going underneath. And we're going to wire all this together in a couple minutes. So we're going to wire that one. Another piece of wire cut. And we are going to anchor it again to this little guy over here. Twist it a few times. Really tightly. And then bring it around here. Pull as tight as you can. Pull tight. And go underneath. Pull that wire underneath. Pull as tight as you can. We don't want this going anywhere. And then we're going to wrap it around one of these one time. Just to make sure it's secure. And then we're going to anchor it to one of these little guys. And keep pulling it as tight as you can. And there we have that. It looks pretty good. We're just going to need to pull some of these branches out. Get it looking good. I think it's starting to look pretty good. There we go. Sorry about that noise in the background. That would be my dog. Hopefully he'll be quiet now. I think we shut the front door. So now we're going to add our picks. So here's our picks. And they are going to go on top of these. I'm going to push those in there. This one will go on this side, so they're pretty much identical on both sides. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to push this underneath. And make sure that our leaf is showing. And we're going to spread these little greens out. Let's get the greens out. And we want to be able to see everything. So we're going to push these, finagle them until we like them. And then we're going to push this one. I'm going to play with this. This also has this in it. It has a couple different pine tree. I guess it actually has 3. I just noticed that. I don't know if you can see that. Hold it down here. Let's push this out of the way. There's 3 different types. Little branch things off of pine trees. And this one does too. Okay, so we're going to take this one and we are going to push this one up underneath of this side. So again, we don't have as much bulk on one side or the other. I'm going to take a wire. I'm going to wire all that in. Let me get the wire. Now this piece is cut about 12 to 14 inches. You can see it's a long piece. That's a really long piece. So we are going to do the same thing, and we are going to try to pull this as tight as we can, anchoring it on this little branch here. Let me try to do it this way so you can see. So I'm anchoring it, I'm tying the wire as tight as I can, just around that little branch. And then we are going to bring it around and wire it as tight in the middle as we can. Now we're going to take some of these pine branches and we're going to cover all this up in the middle. But let's tighten this up first. Tighten, tighten, tighten. tight as you can, several times. Several times around. Keep it going. I think we got one more time under it. Yep, okay. Now we're going to come over on this side and we will anchor it to this little branch right here. And we are going to wrap it around that branch. Now when doing this, make sure that you don't anchor it around the extra branches that we added, the separate ones, because they possibly pop out. Okay, now we're just going to finagle with this. Get this around. Looking good. We want to see our leaf. So let's see how that looks so far. It's looking pretty good. And I have a surprise that I'm going to add to this at the end. Okay, I'm going to bend these backward a little bit. Get it all however you like it. But it is looking really good. And as it turns out, these little guys are actually wired. This is wire, so you can wrap it around something, but then they are individually wrapped on here. So you can unwrap these and put them anywhere on here that you want. And I already have some unwrapped. Let's see how they're wired. Let me show you. Pretty cool. So I am going to add them around here. Let me do that now. I'll add one right here. Sorry about my hand. And we will add one right here. And you do whatever you want with yours. Add one right there. And just wire it right around the little branches. Okay. I like it. Looking pretty cool. And let's see. All right, before I do any more of these guys, I want to show you what I'm going to do with that center there. I almost forgot about that. I'm going to take a smaller piece, or you can take a whole piece, and just wrap it around and cover up those little stems. Let me go through here, come down underneath, wrapping it around, bringing it up, wrap it around, come around again, and we'll do one more. Cover this guy up. Okay. Here we go. We shall cover this one up. And we shall bring that one up underneath. Pull it up. Bring it up here. Okay. Cool. There we go. Pull him and bend him in there tightly. And just wrap it around. And cover that stem right up, but don't lose our leaf. And now that looks sharp. No branches showing, no stems showing. Well, the branches that we need to be showing are showing. Now we're going to finagle this again. And let's get this apple down here. Now we got another pine cone here. Just add another one, maybe here in the center. Let's see. Yeah, that looks cute. I'll just wire that one in there. Okay. This little guy's not tight enough. Let me tighten him up because he's twisting around over here. Come on. Come on. There we go. Let's tighten you back up. Okay. We are going to tighten him pretty good. Tighten, tighten, tighten. All right, we got this one. And that one. And maybe we'll put one more on this one. Got another one sitting here. Here it is. We will stick another one right there in the center. All right. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Bring that down a little bit. Okay. All right. Try to get these little berries down some. They want to pop up. But it's looking pretty good. Let me show you so far. Let's see. And I'm going to hang this on my front door and show it to you better. But the one problem that I'm having is trying to decide whether I want to use this bow, which will probably go right here. Okay. Which would look like that. Of course, I'll show it to you, like I said, on the door, which will look better there. Or I also have this, which I showed at the beginning. And this is actually a clip. And these are only 98 cents at Walmart. And I could clip that on there. Let's see. I could clip that onto one of the branches. And finagle that around till I get it to where I like it. Decisions, decisions. Okay, well, when I make my final decision, I will show it to you hanging on my door. And one more thing, we have to hang a wire on the back. So I took floral wire and probably have about 18, 24 inches of it and bend it in half just so it's a little more sturdy. And we are going to attach that to the back of this. So I'm going to attach it to these stems right here. Get it under there. Let me get my hands out of the way. And twist it really tight. Do the same with this side. Find the stem right here. There's a little stem right there. And we are going to twist it around that and twist it as tight as you can. And it's going to look like it's going to hang upside down like this, but it should go flush against the door when you hang it against the door. there's the back hanger. Okay, I am really liking this. I just want to add a couple more things. I just thought it looked like it needed something extra, so I'm going to take one of these stems, put that right in here, and I'll tuck it in there with wire or hot glue, probably hot glue when we're off camera. And we'll tuck one in the other side. Tuck that one in there. And let's see. And now I'm going to add my secret ingredient, which is cinnamon. I found this at the Dollar Tree, and it's so cool, and it's so fragrant, just like it says. And it comes like this. It has like 4 sections. You can see the 4 sections right there. It's sectioned off. So what I did was I cut some down and I rubber band them. So I rubber band them. I'm probably going to get those clear rubber bands I've seen other people use in DIYs. But you could also paint these, but I'm actually going to just tuck them in there. But do they smell good? So wherever you decide to hang this, on your front door, somewhere in your house, oh my, is it going to smell good. So I'm going to go ahead and tuck one in here. Tuck that in there. Doesn't really need to be seen. And tuck one in this side. Get that in there real good. Get in there. There we go. Oh my gosh. Am I loving how this turned out. And this camera is not doing it any justice. I'm looking at it above the camera. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. So I'll take some pictures on my door so you guys can get a better visual. And I hope you like this video. I hope I get some big thumbs up and subscribe. And I want to thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I hope you try this out for yourself. See you in my next video. Bye-bye.